It is finally time for the last episode of Follow the House of Usher. I'm so excited to see this one. Let's see what it's called. It's called The Raven. That's definitely one of Edgar Allan Poe's works, and we know The Raven as Verna. That's an anagram. And we still need to figure out three things, as I said last time. We need to figure out who's been texting Roderick, who's in the basement, what the hell the clown has to do with anything. And I think once he finishes his story, once he confesses, we're going to see what happens to Roderick and Madeline. I mean, Verna has something in store for them, and I hope we get a proper explanation of what Verna is. But honestly, I wouldn't be too upset if we don't. It's like up to interpretation. Also, probably going to be reading some Poe after this show. So yeah, I just want to dive into this, and I'll be doing like some research after the final episode. We're gonna just discuss it, and I hope you like my reaction. Let me know your theories or everything you liked about the show in the comments below. And also, if you want to see my full-length reactions, I do cut these down a lot because Netflix is a bit annoying with copyright. Definitely check out my Patreon in the link below. All my full lengths are up there. So let's get going, folks.
84,000 people just last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the
cause
US.
of so much death.
That's just a guess. It's impossible to know the real numbers. 941,878 since
Jesus.
1985.
That's almost 1 million.
Again, just a guess.
Oh, she looks great though.
But we know better, don't
I'm totally not looking at her necklace. What do you mean?
Million.
It's really you.
I'm sorry I couldn't accept your resignation. The numbers are already locked in. There's only a few more transactions left. And listen.
The bells of...
There's the opening bell, rung today by a representative from Fortunato Incorporated.
Ooh. Break that wall. Why is she looking like that? Oh my god, I'm in love with Carla Gugino. I always have been. The acting, man. The freaking script, the acting, the filming is... fangirl. Fangirl. Yeah, Mr. Clown! Such a beautiful clown, isn't it? Pim Reaper, I want to know what happens
They're
to
gonna
you.
tear up your statement. They shouldn't have talked to you without me here, and they know better. Now you can give
Nope.
your real statement.
My statement was the truth.
Yep.
I don't care what's good for the family or the company. This is about my mom. And if you think you're coming near her with another pair of pliers over my dead body, you fucking ghoul.
I like her. She is probably the best, nicest character in this whole thing.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
You know where she gets that from, right?
I'm proud of her too. What a strong, strong person.
Till they were old enough and I just bombed them with money. Just flashed the whole life in front of them, and they picked me. Of course they did.
So he never properly raised any of his kids.
And Annabelle,
No
just couldn't
way.
live
She
without
killed
them.
herself?
They only knew appetite, and here you said, "Come with me. Gorge yourselves." How could I compete with that? You didn't feed them, though, did you? You starved them.
Oh, great monologue.
I thought you were a rich man all this time, but I see you now.
I see that brilliant acting.
I look at you and I see you.
That she did as Poppy.
The poverty of you. Maybe they died in their childhoods.
Oh my gosh, she put a gun in her mouth and pulled the trigger or something. Whoa. I just love that actress. She killed it as Poppy, and I always thought she was brilliant, and I'm so glad she got her own monologue in this show.
The man I know, the man that I love, could never. But you're not him, are you?
I think part of him was there when he saw her again. Part of that old Roderick. I think there's a sliver of him there, but money, his sister, everything.
Without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee and the stars never rise. But I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee
Wow.
in her sepulcher, there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
He's got a good voice for this. And there was the bell sound. Hey, I see a Viking! Man, I knew it was gonna be Griswold. They definitely killed him. Bricked him up.
And there is not a single person,
Oh, let me guess what they
friend
put
or
in that.
foe, who does not know that. Okay? Let's have another drink.
Way ahead of you.
This is gonna be the foundation.
It's not even bricked
of
up
my
yet.
new building.
How convenient.
If you can get over here, you can do anything you want to me.
He can't take he can't take a couple steps because of the paralytic.
That's how it's Hey.
Whew. He bricked him in there and he's still alive. Oh, nobody can hear him. That is a terrible death. You suffocate.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
You're being murdered, sir.
I will dismember you in 5 each piece.
Ugh.
Do you hear me?
Anger is going great.
Oh.
Ow! Ow! Somebody help! Okay.
She's doing most of this work.
And you're right. That was fucked.
This is such
But I
a
didn't
slow,
know. I didn't know who I was
slow
dealing with.
death.
I picked the wrong Patsy. Okay, but that's over now.
It's too late. Bargaining. Oh gosh. You clown.
That candle lasts you about an hour or so, then I'm afraid you're in the dark.
You know, there's just nothing you can do at that point. Oof. Oh. Yeah. Small man.
Kinda thought he'd be louder.
I know.
Yeah. I guess he doesn't want to give you the satisfaction. Another brick in the wall. Wow, that even fits so much better right now. Starting off the show with that. Plus, it's an amazing freaking song. It's like a 3-parter, and I think different parts mean different things.
Something or someone they'd be unwilling to sacrifice, no matter how sweet the deal.
I think I'm like most people.
You have 2
So what
children.
would you do to make your dreams come true?
Anything, apparently.
The real world is Darwinian. Survival, chaos, power, leverage.
You're a killer, aren't you?
Yep, literally.
And you're here building an alibi. This bartender
Knows all,
would
sees all.
say you were here all night. And I'll sweeten the deal.
What?
No legal consequences. Guaranteed.
Ah, that's why nothing could stick.
We're sitting outside of time and space. This is the moment. Luck meets opportunity.
You're gonna say it costs what, our souls or whatever?
No such thing. For one, and even
Okay.
if there was, you already sold them tonight, 1 brick at a time.
Oh.
No, nothing so silly as that. And the price is deferred. The
Deferred?
next generation foot the bill.
Oh, God, you really took that deal. The next generation literally took the whole thing. She never had kids, I don't think. That was smart of her. Not him.
Your bloodline dies with you.
Does that include Lenore? Because she's pure. You gotta protect her.
No, dear. You two died
That's
together.
also why it probably didn't work.
You came
Because they
into
have to
this
die
world
together.
You go
That's
out of
what I
it
thought when
together.
she said that.
Or no deal.
Those kids would have
And quite the freaking
life.
death.
They'd never want for anything.
Love, affection.
What's more loving, 40 years, 50 years of a gilded life, or 70, 80 years of anxiety, tribulation, and
I mean,
heartache?
they don't seem happy at all.
You have a deal?
You too, Cleopatra.
I think she was surprised that he just sacrificed 2 of his kids that he has
I
already.
don't even have kids. This is his thing.
Yeah.
You too.
I think, yeah, she's like, I will never have a kid after this, because why would I think especially a mother can never put their kid through that. Like, you can't choose how they go out in this life.
But a deal's a deal. All over
That's
the
the
world.
same bottle.
Tonight,
I knew it
we'll
had
just
significance.
drink to the house of Usher, whose time has come.
Skål.
Weird fucking lady.
You didn't actually believe it?
Do you think she meant...
Oh, you know it's not there anymore. Pim? Really? Dang. What happened to you? She's unkillable though, so... Whoa. Now, I know why they call you the Pim Reaper, sir. I want her to pop up behind him and be like, so, you should be doing a little better at taping this.
Wow, that was amazing. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. You had your little guy parked out there for 2 days, and I thought, fuck it. You're beautiful at what you do.
Yeah, she respects that, for sure.
Can I get you a drink?
Oh, sick.
You really don't remember me.
He made a deal with her?
I was so impressed with you lot.
Oh.
The
Or-
Transglobe expedition.
She's seen her before.
Circumnavigating the planet. What a show. And there was that woman, too. That Inuit woman.
Jeez.
Not you. You didn't partake. But you saw what they did.
Oh, gosh.
I saw a lot.
I bet you did.
We were a virus,
Humanity,
I
yeah.
think. People, I mean.
That's why I had to go topside. Had to see the
Topside?
ship go by
Oh.
with my own eyes.
I want to see that image.
What are you offering?
There's a file. Camille L'Espagne was very
She
good
sure
at what
was.
she did.
She locked it up
She had a
tight.
file on everyone, even you. Barely scratches the surface, but the surface alone will get you 20 to life.
Oh, shit.
I have no collateral. Collateral is leverage. And I won't be leveraged. No man or woman has leveraged me in 70 years of life.
Respect.
Thank you for your consideration
Respect.
and for your generous offer.
I wonder how often she gets turned down.
Thank you. This has been a pleasure.
Wow. This is just such an intriguing show. I love it. It's just one of those you won't see. You know, like my Planet Against Works, they're all so different and unique. And I've not seen anything like it, really.
Get some sleep.
You know, you can't stay. You know, I had them make up one of the guest rooms.
Way ahead of you. Good night.
I'm really worried because that's the last collateral he has. I do think he actually cares about her. He didn't give 2 shits about Tammy and Freddie because he already made that deal when they were alive.
The terms were clear.
This is not okay.
And they're just... Well, they always had a hard time focusing on things outside of their immediate concerns, didn't they?
I don't want that. I don't think even she wants it. Verna. Pure innocent soul. I mean, I guess demons technically do want it, but I don't get the evil sense from her.
There's a lot about my job I love. But there are moments like these that bring me no joy. But she endures it.
So her mom's okay.
She's strong. Her battle scars become armor.
But if she loses her daughter...
She gives most of it away. Domestic violence and abuse charities.
Oof.
But keeps enough to start a nonprofit. She sets up chapters all over the world. She calls it the Lenore Foundation.
Oh, God.
After her daughter. And she saves a lot of lives. Would you like to know how many?
Is it more than the Fortunata took? Because that would be great.
600,000. 5 years in, and in a decade.
Okay.
It's millions. More
It's
than
the give and
3
take.
million,
It's
in fact.
like...
And then it gets hard to count.
Where there's death, there's life as
because
well.
the people she helps help others.
It's circle of life.
This is the part I really want you to hear. You did that. When you got her out of the house, when you defied your father, you did that. You saved those people. That choice you made echoes through millions of lives. I thought you should know that.
Her eyes are so mesmerizing. She just gets the sweetest death right now. Whew.
She died earlier tonight.
That's not possible, Roderick. That's not...
She's a
been
purist, so she got
texting
the
you all night.
Madeline
painless
had
death,
this
you know?
project.
But she's eternal because she was AI.
Sentient.
Oh, Natsu's texting him?
Some nonsense.
What does it say? Nevermore.
Once, upon a midnight
Midnight dreary.
dreary, while I pondered,
Ooh, call back to episode 1. Ugh. That delivery, I'm still not over it. Carla, and that girl, she did a great job. I believe she was in Dr. Sleep, and she was great in that too. That was Lenore.
deep into that darkness, hearing. Long I stood there, wondering, fearing.
We're gonna see all of them.
But the silence
Yep.
was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there
Oh, or
spoken
she's getting
was the
closer.
whispered word, Lenore.
Oh.
And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's, as dreaming in the lamplight o'er him, streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.
Wowza.
Haven't we?
World without pain. It hurts. It hurts. They cry, and I took it away.
Still defending yourself, really?
It was never enough. They just kept wanting more. More and more.
Oh, honey. Don't kid a kidder.
Yeah. You got really nobody to blame but yourself.
I've worked with a lot of truly influential people over the
That
years.
dress.
But when it comes to sheer body count, you're in my top 5. Take a look.
Ooh. Ooh.
They'd each be alive today if it weren't for you.
That's a lot of bodies.
New one every 5 minutes, just in the States, but open it up to the world.
Oh my god.
One last look at your
My god, those visuals
great
are crazy.
tower. Your pyramid.
So many Egyptian references. I love it.
It's a wonder of the world. And it's eternal.
When'd you start bringing this stuff here? Some of this is mine, isn't it?
A few days ago.
Yeah.
Same reason the pharaohs did.
Buried the
I
treasure.
mean, this house, this carcass of a house.
Oof.
This is our tomb.
Gold's just a transition.
Yeah,
metal
we're the one that
ornament.
puts
Nothing
value into
special.
it.
Money's not even gold anymore. It's just ones and zeros. It's a lie. Agreed upon.
Agreed. That's just, I love the wording.
Honestly, I can't remember what I believed.
I believed in enough to get an IUD, and
Oh.
you still wouldn't glove up with the fucking stewardesses.
I knew she was that smart.
McDonald's had served nothing but kale salad all day and all night long. That's what people fucking ate. It's available, no one buys it.
Wow, she is being savage.
What's the market share on Wimpy Dicks, Roderick? 60-70% of the healthcare industry. The Pentagon spent $83 million on Viagra
really?
last year. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court, the fucking Supreme Court, does its part, tears the autonomy, rips the liberty.
Ooh, they're
away
making a
from
lot of
women,
statements here.
Shreds not just their choice, but their future, their potential. We turn men into cum fountains and women into factories, cranking out what? An impoverished workforce there for the labor and to spend what little they make consuming. So bad that they're begging for it, they're screaming for it, they're insisting upon it. And we're the problem.
They're also feeding into it. That's denial.
So I say, we stand tall and proud, brother.
You're not taking
Days
any...
come due. Let's not hide here in the basement like you've got something to be ashamed of. No, not us.
You're part of the problem. You know that, Madeline.
She's gonna have to look me straight in the eyes.
You drank the drink. He wasn't drinking. He hasn't taken a sip.
I'm sorry. You are Madeline fucking Usher.
What are you doing with that thing? I know what that's for. Oh my god, he gonna dress her up like a freaking Egyptian queen goddess or something. Oh no, 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 man. What is wrong with you?
You are a queen. You're a goddess.
Oh my god, bro.
And you're gonna live forever.
What did you do?
I sent her off like a queen.
In a freaking coffin?
Are you sure she was dead?
You know, maybe not.
What the hell?
Now you mention it, makes perfect sense.
She hasn't,
Our mother was
he hasn't
the same way.
seen her. Her mother was the same way. Come back to life. We're gonna see something freaky.
I promised my confession, and here it is. I knew. Deep down, in the witching hour, I knew. I knew I would climb to the top of the tower on a pile of corpses.
Jeez, man.
There's no such thing as a painkiller. And imagine if we put that on the bottle.
Oh gosh.
I bet I still could have sold it.
Oh my god. What? You gotta get out of there. Jeez, Louise. And there it goes. Did he grab that tape recorder? Ah. Hello. The Raven.
And the deep and dank tarn at my feet closed sullenly and silently over the fragments of the house of Usher.
That sounds so familiar to Hill House.
Juno inherited everything.
Because they weren't
and
officially
she
divorced.
completely dissolved it.
Good for you, Juno.
Fortunato Pharmaceuticals was shuttered. And she weaned herself off Ligadon.
Good for you.
Completely.
That must have felt good for him, though.
He surrendered himself at the courtroom
Oh, he looks sad, though.
and didn't utter a word in his defense. didn't know what to do
He
with
has
this.
it.
Because it don't matter in the end why you did any of it. I don't fucking care why you did it.
In the end, he meant to kill all those people. That's what he said.
Goodbye, Roderick. I'm going home.
To your family.
To my husband. My kids. Their kids. I'm the richest man in the world.
That's the true wealth, is having family and some people you love.
Be still.
That's Perry's mask.
The night, though clear, shall frown, and the
Camille?
stars shall look not down
Leo?
from their high thrones in heaven, with light like hope to mortals given.
Victorine?
But their red orbs without beam to thy
Tamerlane?
wearing shall seem as a burning, and a fever which would
Froderick.
cling to thee forever.
This is Coke.
Now are thoughts thou shalt not
Lenore.
banish.
Yeah. Beautiful soul.
Now are visions ne'er to vanish. From thy spirit shall they pass no more, like dewdrop from the grass.
Dang.
How it hangs upon the trees, a mystery of mysteries.
Nice. I just love Poe's wording with all his poems. Great show. With one thing with the show is they didn't only just base this off of Poe, but they're making a huge statement. It's about the pharma companies and just like humans' greed. You know, like the reason the 7 deadly sins exist also is that they were also susceptible to it. You know, all these people have displayed at least one of these sins, and mostly humans are just greedy. And I like that they showed this message. I've always thought, you know, so many rich people, so much money being spent on sending people to space instead of fixing our own planet, or wars and all of this. It's just, I've been to Africa. I've lived in Mozambique, one of the poorest countries. What was strange is that the kids that I met that were just living and had nothing, they were just some of the happiest people I've seen when I like showed them a picture of themselves or gave them candy for Christmas. You know, it's just, whew. And then we see this family, House of Usher, rich, so rich, they want for nothing, and yet they're so unhappy. They're like the most twisted family. Like, none of them were happy. None of them. In the end, also, like, they chose it. Like, all the kids went to him after their mothers had raised them, and they still went to him for the money. That's just really interesting, I think. Let's do a deep dive and see what I find out, guys. Well, there's a lot of fun references to all of Poe's poems and works throughout the entire show, and that was the most interesting thing, is learning about how they incorporated all of it, like how Pym was based off a character who traveled in treacherous conditions and there was cannibalism, and it was his only like full-length novel, I think. Yeah, I mean, the characters themselves are based off of characters in different works. And the whole 7 Deadly Sins thing is still just a fan theory. It's nothing confirmed. But I'll tell you what I've noticed is that each death of the kids was tinted in a totally different color. And I've really noticed that when I saw Tamerlane's death. The whole scene was green. And I always knew green as representing envy. If you look at the first couple minutes of the first episode, we get a quick little flash of each death, and they're all in different colors. And it was hard to research because honestly the colors of each freaking deadly sin is different on anything I looked at, but the colors I got, so Perry was red, Camille was like a lightish blue, Leo was yellow, Victorine orange, Tammy green, and Frederick was blue. You know, I think Perry has to be lust. Leo definitely is sloth, and Victorine is pride. She's too proud to admit that her heart wasn't working, and it led to her death as well as her partner's death. Tammy is envy, so that makes Camille gluttony. Frederick was 100% wrath. He was just so angry at his wife. One website I looked at saw both Madeline and Roderick as greed, and I agree. Come into this world together, go out of this world together, that's the whole deal. They're basically one person, you know? Considering how each scene was colored like that, I feel like it has to be a reference to it, right? Anyways, super cool. I really enjoyed this show. And overall, I thought it was a brilliant show. One thing I thought of in this last couple minutes, I almost wish that Madeline was as scary as her mother was in the first episode. That look freaked me the hell out. And I thought that, you know, having those stones in her eyes, and she'd be really freaky looking, but I almost wanted it to be a little subtle when she came up those stairs, you know, and just have freaking terrifying scene. And she did look scary, don't get me wrong. I just wanted to hit a little more. But other than that, I think the entire show was so well-rounded. Acting brilliant. Like Carla Gugino, she can give her all the awards. I love her. And I thought each of the kids did a great job, and they had some epic deaths. Let's talk about which one I thought was the best. I think I was most satisfied with Frederick's death because even Verna was like, you know, I'm here for this. Like, out of all the lives she had to claim, this was the most satisfying for her, and I think for us because of what he was doing to his wife. It's hilarious that he was going to be a dentist. I don't know, just also the most gruesome in the fact that he was fully conscious throughout, and it was the slowest death, right? Perry's wasn't fast enough either. She did give him the kiss of death, so he didn't have to suffer for that much longer. But, I mean, that must have been painful, right? That was probably the most painful death, I'd say. I still don't understand the last thing Camille says before she dies. She accepts it. She came face to face to her fate and kind of accepted it. And that's a very interesting thing. I wonder if that's a reference to... I know the character herself was based off of a Poe character, and that's why her hair is that color. Let me know in the comments, guys. The murder-suicide, that was just gruesome. I don't know. All of them were gruesome. I think visually, the best one, Tamerlane's death. I gotta say. I thought the slow-mo, right? And then the green light. I love that light. It was so perfectly done. And literally being stabbed in the back twice and then getting some big piece of freaking glass right in their throat. It's just visually the most pleasing. Visually, Perry's was the most gruesome. The most satisfying was Frederick's death. The most intriguing was Camille's death. And Victorine's was just heartbreaking. Right? She was driven mad, too. I think, you know, acting for all of them killed it. Oh, yeah, I totally... And for Leo, most entertaining. I would say is the most entertaining. He's just... The fact that I'm a cat mom, and that cat was disturbing as hell. It gave me Pet Sematary vibes. But also he took a Mjolnir hammer and was like... going ham on his whole house, and then accidentally fell off, you know, his balcony. So yeah, that's my opinions, and I like Roderick and Madeline dying together. I knew that was coming because of how they said we go into this world together, we go out of it together. You gotta die together. Interesting that the mom and Madeline both came back from the dead. Gotta be a reference. And I feel like that's something that ran in the family, considering that they said the police couldn't come because they would embalm her, and that can't happen. I was thinking perhaps it was a religious thing in case of resurrection in Christianity, which could be it. But yeah, probably based off of something Poe as well. And the clown. Interesting thing. I figured the clown had to play into it some way, and we kept hearing a bell sound. And I was like, you know, there's probably bells on his hat, right? And I didn't say it, but I do think they had to kill Griswold. You know, he kept looking at the wall, so I knew they had to have bricked him in or Verna. It was between those two, and I'm like, he's immortal, probably him. And I was right. That was the fact that also he didn't scream or anything once it was bricked. It was just those bells. It's haunting, right? Anyways, great show, guys. I loved it. I hope you've enjoyed my reactions and you like the show. Definitely check out some more of Mike's works. And yeah, if you guys could leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for Midnight Club, which I do plan on finishing. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Peace.